All right, now that you have placed photos for your alphabet project, or any image for that matter, onto a PowerPoint slide, you can go through and close out the file that you were using. And you can maximize, which just means make this bigger, so it's a little easier to see. And now you're going to be working on editing, cropping, resizing, changing the color, things like that for the images. So you're going to double click on that and you're going to see that this filled the whole screen, and I don't want that to be that way, so I'm going to always click from the corner. You do not want to ever pull from the side, from the top, because that is going to stretch it like silly putty. So first I'm just going to click and drag, and then this allows me to click it and then turn this so that it's vertical, since it's supposed to be the letter A. So I'm going to shrink this a little bit more, and then now that I can see all of those corners, I can make it a little bit bigger. I don't feel like I need to crop it. There's only a little bit of negative space around the image, but if you did need to crop something, it's over here. And then now, if this were not highlighted, you can see the toolbar has slides, formats, it's the home, but we really want to work with the images. So you'll want to double click to get those little dots around the corners, and then you'll come up to color, and you want it to be grayscale. So we're going to change that. Kind of flattened the picture, so we need to go through and work with corrections. So I'm going to, I clicked in the white space. For some reason, corrections was grayed out, so that's what I tried to do. Now I'm not going to do the defaults, but you can check to see, if it does change it. But I'm going to come down to picture correction options. And then if you look over here, you have brightness and you have contrast. Contrast is the bigger difference between, so there's not very much difference, it flattens it out. There's extreme difference, it's like basically just black and white. And for some things that's intriguing, but I'm going to work on trying a little less brightness, a little more contrast, and see what I like. I mean, I can click the down arrow if I want. Takes a little bit to process. Lessen the contrast a little bit. So anyways, you get the point. You want to play with that and see what is going to be a better image for your project. So you're going to go through each one. That's the letter A. This one I actually did on an app on the iPad, and so that's how I was able to get this ink look around the edges, and then I saved it and placed it onto my PowerPoint slide. I still feel it's a little dark, so now I can go through and I can click on this, go to corrections, and maybe I do want to try the presets. That's up to you, but I wanted you to know how to actually manipulate it manually. So maybe this stands out a little bit better. And then I'm going to go down to my C, and the C looks sort of black and white in the photo, but I'm going to change it to the grayscale. And then for some reason, again, I had to click out in the white space and then go to corrections. And then we'll try one of the presets and see if it's something that's not too bad, because I can see the textural quality, things like that. If I want to crop out a little bit more of this cord at the top, I can. I can bring this up at the bottom, but I don't know if that's necessary. So I could undo. It doesn't show me my undo button, so hold on. I had to minimize my screen a little bit so that you could see the undo buttons. So I had cropped it, and then I didn't like that, so I'm going to go back to the original and just leave the height, so it wasn't a big deal. So now I can go back to where you can see the full image. And now I have my A, my B, my C. I can put them together on another screen. If I look at this, you know, there's my E. Here I have a couple to change. I can decide which H I like the best, or maybe I want to keep them both on the slide. That's, you know, up to me. So that's where you need to think about what you want your images to be, what you want them to look like. So if I did want to put 3 on the slide, then I'm going to go through, and you know the copying and pasting, you've done that several times before, and then I can paste my image, and I can play with the height so that they're equal on the slide. Probably give a little bit of a white space or border between. And then for my C, I can do the same thing. I can copy, go back to the slide, right click, paste, and then they do like to cover each other up when you paste the image, so just be patient. And then I have my A, my B, and my C. So I can do 1 per slide, or I could do 3 per slide, or I could do a couple per slide. It's completely up to you.